Wilson.
We have a trade here. The Packers have traded for the 26th overall pick from the Dolphins, and they're showing Jordan Love on ESPN right now.
Well, they showed him earlier, and it made no sense when they showed him prior.
But
so I don't know.
Family members were crying.
Now, I hear you. This would be very, very interesting because I get the whole – I maybe could understand the Dolphins trading out because, as we said, there are players at corner and receiver they can get later that are similar in terms of grade. And I could get the Packers wanting to involve themselves. I do find it interesting for them to already go quarterback. I get that Aaron Rodgers is on the latter side of his career, and last year wasn't the same as the prior several seasons. But him and Matt LaFleur apparently got along very well. This would be their second year together. Rodgers is obviously a future Hall of Famer. He does maybe have some pressure on him to win again. They've needed defensive help for years. They finally improved there a little bit last year. To go all of a sudden to trade into the first round to get a quarterback for the future when Rodgers – it's not like Rodgers is 40 years old like Breeze. This is a little surprising to me if that is what happened.
It's not going to be a quarterback because nobody between here and where they were picking at 30 was going to take one. So there would be.
I get that, and I also
to trade up to get a quarterback.
The necessity for the Packers right now as a team that thinks they can win next season that just did win some is not quarterback. It's receiver or defense. Absolutely.
Especially when Packers pick again at 30.
If this is not receiver, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to throw
trade 30 to get up here, right?
Probably, but what I'm looking at here is they still have the 30th pick.
Okay.
But I haven't seen
this, I would imagine, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you definitely want this to be a receiver.
Jordan Love is a Packer.
Wow. That's shocking to me. Shocking on multiple levels. One, I don't think Jordan Love is a first
round. Shock of the draft.
Two, so far, for sure.
I don't see any reason that the Packers needed to trade up to get him. And three, just like Mike said, this is a team with one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league on the latter half of his career using draft capital to take a maybe someday replacement. I don't like any part.
This is actually, and I got to almost go on a rant here. This makes no sense. I am certainly not a Packer fan. I don't care what they do, but this makes no sense, and it's one of the worst moves any team has made in a draft in years, especially because they trade up to do it. This is the point. Aaron Rodgers is he's on the latter half of his career. Yes, he's not as good as he was 2 or 3 years ago. However, you can win now. He wants to win now. I'm sure he's furious. He's understanding, and he's gone through the situation with him and Favre of the whole quarterback maturation process and him having to sit for years. And maybe they're going to do that with Love and have him sit for a year or two. But even in a couple years, guys, it's not like Rodgers will be 40 years old. What they should be doing is the same thing the Steelers are doing right now, and even some other franchises with older quarterbacks that are still there are doing, is you want to maximize your opportunities to win while the quarterback is still there. The Steelers are worrying about life with Big Ben, even though he won't be there in a couple years. Aaron Rodgers is going to be in Green Bay longer than Big Ben will be in Pittsburgh, you'd imagine. So they're worrying about life after Aaron Rodgers 3 or 4 years before it even becomes a conversation. When they could win now, they have needs now, they're not going to help now, and they waste draft capital to worry about 4 years from now with a quarterback that's not even a slam dunk draft prospect and is a major question mark. This is going to add controversy and not going to help your team for next season, and sends the message you don't care about winning next season, when next season could be a championship type of year from what Aaron Rodgers is probably thinking in his mind. This is stunning and maybe one of the most surprising moves we've seen in recent memory in the draft.